Good morning and welcome to your episode of UK Immigration Which Way, coming to you from Marvelous Mark or Moment Studios. I'm making this update based on recent news that's settling the airwaves regarding UK immigration, and this is a follow up to my first episode on UK Immigration Which Way Part 1, which I posted on Facebook. Now, just a quick rundown of what I talked about. I'd analyzed UK immigration over the past 15 years, changes in immigration policies as new government emerge, and how erratic and unstable the UK immigration policy is, the way that has affected immigrants over the years, and how that will continue to affect immigrants, affect the UK economy, as well as affect families. Now, the UK has finally come out after the first announcement in May about their decision to change their immigration policy, especially surrounding immigrants' ability to settle permanently in the United Kingdom. Well, we've held our breaths for 4 to 6 months, if I'm not mistaken. While we've done that, people have been speculating about what their fate would be, especially for people who are just coming to the UK between 2021 and 2022. What their fate would be, especially for people who were hoping to qualify or looking to apply for the indefinite leave to remain. And what it looked like was the fact that quite a number of people, especially people who already had settled in the UK, taken on jobs, were living lives with their families, were going to be massively affected. That would mean that typically, for people who were looking to apply and had qualified to apply, or were just about qualifying to apply, that time would then be extended by 2 years for some, 5 years for others, and maybe 15 years for the lower ending bracket, people within the lower ending bracket. Now, this is really sad. I'm going to do a really quick rundown of the update from the UK, the United Kingdom Home Secretary. And after that, we'll analyze this. What does this mean for immigrants? What does this mean for different workers, skilled, semi-skilled, low income bracket workers, as well as for illegal migrants, skilled migrants, and also what the news says about potentially skilled workers in the UK and their decision to either stay in the United Kingdom or move to other countries with laxer or better immigration policy. So, a quick rundown of what the Home Secretary had announced. Basically, this new immigration policy was going to affect certain areas. The big shake-up was going to affect about 616,000 people and their dependents. And the bulk of these people came via health and social care visas between 2022 and 2024. And these people, unfortunately, would be subject to the 15-year baseline. That's grueling. That's sad. That's pathetic. So I know quite a number of, well, before I dive into that, if this is affecting people who came from overseas, the question for me then is, would it also affect people who came into the country as students, completed their studies, and then got jobs as carers, which quite a number of Nigerians and a number of immigrants do. They come in, do masters in different things, from science, from sciences to the social science to that, and then end up getting sponsor jobs as carers. Now, if they are going to be subjected to the same rules as carers who came from overseas, that means that people who are already on the pathway to 5 years would be subject to a 15-year wait, or probably, yeah, 15 minus X, essentially. This is absolutely sad. Absolutely sad. Now, I'm just talking about the 616,000 people and their dependents who came via health and social care visas. There's still another 1.3, 1.4 million people who arrived in the United Kingdom from 2021. And quite a number of these people are students who came in, completed their studies, have gone on to post-study visas. Some of them have got sponsored jobs. Others are still waiting to complete their post-study visas and then get sponsored jobs. A number of these other people came in via skilled work visas, others as dependents. All of these people are subject to varying levels of the immigration policy, because what has been set out only says that for below earning people 15 years, if you're going to be contributing, so I assume because this particular rollout did not specify exactly how much you need to earn to settle after 5 years. But I suppose, I read in saying contrast, doctors and nurses working in the NHS will be able to settle after 5 years. So essentially, doctors and nurses and anyone who probably economically contributes above the uh, above the £21,000 tax bracket or thereabouts. I'm not so certain, but I believe you should earn over 32 or £35,000 to be able to qualify as under the 5 year, 5 year bracket. Now that is sad. That's absolutely sad. How many people earn over £35,000, £40,000? And that is not just about earning over that. You need to have already been in the pathway to ILR. Now, if that's the case for people already in the pathway, what's the future going to be holding for people who are aspiring and hoping to be on that pathway? Yeah, my heart goes out to these people. Now, he said due to record high levels of immigration under the previous government, he said 1.6 million migrants are set to become eligible for settlement by 2030. So what I assume is that the UK government is seeing the bulk of people who are going to be claiming, they're going to be claiming benefit and entitled to benefit over the next 15 years, or sorry, over the next 5 years. They're already buckling up to say, this is going to really affect our economy, it's going to affect the business, it's going to affect how we give out all of this to this many people, and they're saying, anyway, let's push the buck, let's make the standard more difficult. That's really sad. It's really difficult. It's beginning to look like the Middle East 2.0, and I can for one say that if this continues the way it's continuing, quite a number of people would not think about the United Kingdom when it comes to immigration. Well, there's already a massive backtrack from the United Kingdom, and quite a number of skilled workers in tech engineering and highly skilled workers are beginning to reconsider the UK. A number of them are moving from the United Kingdom to other countries in Europe. A popular destination is Canada. The other is the United States of America as well. Australia and New Zealand are also open to these immigrants. So, yep, quite sad. Now, going to going to talk about global talent visas and innovator founder visas. I don't think people within this bracket have been affected. Still stays the way it is because these are top level guys. They are contributing to the bottom line for the country. So obviously the United Kingdom would want to pamper these guys because they're contributing in IT tech and had to get career pathways or had to get skills. So obviously the United Kingdom is not going to be joking with these guys. Additionally, you say migrants making national insurance contributions will receive settlement after 10 years. So when you say national insurance contributions, that's a bit vague because as long as you're working within the United Kingdom, you're making national insurance contributions. But higher and additional rates taxpayers will benefit from reduced because yeah. All of this is still, yeah, it's clear, but it's still quite vague in the sense that it's not super specific in terms of defining benchmarks and clear, not just benchmarks, but clear thresholds. So, yep, we'll be waiting for more information in this regard. And then regarding citizenship, okay, so before I go to citizenship, illegal immigrants would have to wait for 20 years. It has announced UK legally will now, so as announced earlier this week in the asylum reforms, recognized refugees who come to the UK legally will now be subject to a 20-year period. So obviously, they call them illegal migrants. I won't call them illegal migrants, say refugees. So refugees would have to wait for 20 years to get there. That's quite a long wait as well. But anyways, the UK has spoken and we'll all listen. When it comes to citizenship, citizenship can be granted a year later. So that's immediately after getting your indefinite leave to remain. It's saying citizenship can be granted a year later, but bestows few additional benefits. So restricting benefits to British citizens only would mean even those granted settlement after meeting the tougher conditions would not automatically be entitled to public funds. People need to read this and understand this. So restricting benefits to British citizens only would mean even those granted settlement after meeting the tougher conditions would not automatically be entitled to public funds. So it's crazy. I feel like it's a system trying to choke and bleed and suck you dry for all you have, and is not still expecting to give you anything. So they tax you on everything. You get the road tax, you pay your national insurance contributions, you pay your 40% tax, and all of that. Yet you are not allowed to claim anything. You're not allowed to get public funds. You are not allowed to get benefits. Why? Because you are a migrant. Really, really sad. So the question is, what's the way forward for master's degree holders, PhD degree holders who have completed their studies, are looking for jobs, and are hoping and praying that they can get jobs in the UK? What's the future for these guys, considering the fact that all of this has been rolled out? There's going to be a massive well, already the number of graduate jobs available on circulation has dropped massively over the past 5 years. Some people even think that there are no longer graduate jobs available. So the question is, all these people are going to be competing for very few resources. And you're going to be staying in the UK to do that? Hey guys, there are other options outside the UK. If the UK is playing hardball, I think people should start considering the options. The UK is not the only English speaking country where immigrants can go to eke living and just try to do well for themselves. So there are other options available there. If the UK has decided to toe this line, then I'd advise people begin to consider other options as well. It's sad that you have to wait for 10 years, 15 years for some, 20 years for others to get what you think you should get. But that's what life is anyway. If our countries were better, if our leaders were making the right decisions and doing what they need to do, then maybe we wouldn't be where we are. But while we're at it, and the UK is doing what they were doing, my question to the UK immigration is UK immigration, which way? Anyways, stay tuned for my next episode on UK immigration, which way, where I'll be breaking down the immigration. I'll be breaking this down further and speaking about the real implications of this. I'll be talking as well about what economic indices would be with regard to this. I'll be making projections, or I'll be making predictions regarding what the future holds regards to this erratic UK immigration, because they are like a light bulb, or a light bulb that comes on and goes off as soon as a child fiddles with the switch. So yeah, I'll be making my prediction as to when new changes will come into play or will be proposed again, because over the next 3 to 5 years, I can tell you for certain that the economic metrics are going to change. The UK will be begging for people to come in because they'll be short of skilled workers in so many areas, and then they'll make a U-turn with regards to their policies in a bid to attract so many people back into the country. So yeah, I'll be making predictions regards to how soon this is going to take effect, and then we'll see where we go from there. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for staying tuned. uh like, subscribe, follow me for more updates on this, and I'll see you in the next one. Over and out. Cheers. Bye.